gosh, do I have an amazing treat for you all today. So we're going to be doing our own DIY gifts. It can be for Christmas, it can be for any time of the year. First up, we're making our own chocolate bars that we're going to be decorating with all kinds of like seeds and nuts. And then the second one are these really popular reusable wax wraps. I'm sure that you guys have all seen that around. You can wrap your bowls, you can wrap your sandwiches with it, and it's the gift that keeps on giving even after the chocolate. So I hope you all enjoy. So I'm going to put links to all of the ingredients I used down below. There are just a couple of them, but some of the steps can get tricky. So watch closely. So we're going to start off with a double boiler and make sure that the bottom of the bowl touches the water. And I have 2 teaspoons of pine tree resin, and that's supposed to be what makes the wraps nice and sticky. And then I've also grated 6 tablespoons of a plant-based wax, and it seems like candelilla works the best. And then followed by that is a little bit of jojoba oil at the end. And that's supposed to make the wraps nice and pliable, but not leave a greasy feel. This process takes about 15 minutes, and the pine resin will be the hardest to melt. But once everything does, keep the heat on because this whole thing sets very quickly. So you just want to make sure everything is heated on low heat as you brush this stuff onto the fabric. So I've cut my fabric pieces each to about 10 by 11 inches, and it really depends on how big you're making your chocolate, so it may be different for everyone. Now, with the paintbrushes and anything that you're going to use today, you don't want it to be your finest because the wax and the resin is going to stick on it. So with this painting process, as thin as possible, but making sure that you get the edges and all of the corners. If you're too greedy on this, you're gonna find out later once you put it in the oven that you might have to scrape some of the wax off and it gets to be a little sticky, a little chunky. So just paint it on nice and thin and just make sure you get everything. So once you finish painting this, you want to put it in a preheated 200-degree Fahrenheit oven, as low as it can go, and stick it in there for about 1 minute. All of the wax will melt in between the fibers, and then you just take it out after that, and it won't be too hot, but pick it up after about 10 seconds and just lay it somewhere to finish setting. It should be just a couple of minutes before it's good to go. So meanwhile, we're gonna deal with the chocolate, and Tony's Chocolonely is a brand that I recommend a lot. They monitor the chocolate process from the farm all the way to the bar. Because as many of you guys know, there's a lot of slavery involved in chocolate, and we want to make sure that we're getting the fair trade stuff and the good stuff. So I'm just gonna cut these into really small pieces and then again put them over a double boiler to melt. And I usually take my chocolate off when it's about 90% melted and take it off of the heat and let the chocolate finish melting by itself. That way my chocolate will stay nice and shiny and I will know that I haven't overheated it. I bought those chocolate molds online and I can see them being pretty handy, like even if you were making Valentine's Day gifts. So I'm just putting some nuts and some dried rose hips on top. And I try putting them on the bottom first, but after you fill them up with chocolate, you can't really see them anymore. So tap these guys down afterwards and stick them in the refrigerator for about a half an hour, and they should be set by then. I thought in case the chocolate melted, it would be nice to just have a piece of paper in between. And it makes this gift look a heck of a lot fancier. So in case you're not familiar with these wraps, you're supposed to press them together and using the warmth of your hands to melt the resin and some of the wax together. And that's how it creates a nice seal. So I'm going to put the rest of the care instructions and washing instructions down in the description box so that you guys will know how to care for them afterwards. So there you go, everyone. The ultimate DIY gift. You get your handmade chocolates, which are uber yummy, and then these DIY wax wraps that you can use in the kitchen later on during the year for things like, salads and wrapping whatever bowls and sandwiches. And it's really just the coolest and most thoughtful gift. as usual, if you want to see more DIY recipes like this, remember to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys all again next time. Bye!